How many people saw any Deadwood? That story was originally pitched to HBO as set in ancient Rome at the time of Nero, and it was about Paul, St. Paul. So I finished this whole pitch about this show set in Rome, and they said, Jesus, that's the best pitch we ever heard, but we're doing a show set in Rome. Can you set it someplace else? I said, no problem, because I'm a sociopath. I lied. I said, no problem, we'll set it in the West. I tried to engage the same themes and set it in a different place. The principle which organizes our behavior, in which we experience ourselves as more than individuals. How that was discovered. What happens in human society is the spirit of the alpha male can be symbolized. Let's say the crown of the king. Let's say the cross, the symbol of Christ. To the extent that the symbol can be separated from the substance which gave it rise, humans find that they can organize themselves around the symbol. They can, and their behavior, therefore, can become much more complicated. If all of us don't have to go out and get water and find food and stuff, to the extent we can organize ourselves around a symbol, some of us can go get the water, some of us can go get the food, and if we agree on the meaning of the symbol, we put the water and we put the food under the cross, and the priest says, bless you, my child. Now, our society has begun to complicate itself. What I had wanted to do in the Roman show was to show the beginning of that around the cross. When they had a bar mitzvah ahead of me, I said, well, let me do it about gold, which is exactly the same thing. Gold is something which has no internal meaning at all. It has no use. Gold is an illusion agreed upon, in the same way that the cross is a symbol whose meaning is agreed upon. And the agreement upon the meaning of the symbol liberates energy. And the liberation of the individual's energy so that he or she can participate in the collective is the beginning of society as we understand it. Storytelling is a making available of certain illusions to be agreed upon. So I'm doing Deadwood. I'm not crazy about Westerns, but I also don't give a shit. You know, I mean, I think you can tell a story about anything if you show a decent respect for getting its details right. So I spent a lot of time reading all the original documents. I went and lived in Deadwood, you know, on and on and on. For an artist, to see a world begin to generate itself seemingly autonomous, that's good. You dream about that. It was a fully complicated world, all different kinds of stories, all different kinds of people, all resting transparently in the spirit which gave them rise. The purely material, even as an illusion agreed upon, if it stays at that level, there's an awful lot of crimes that have been committed in the name of the cross. Tremendous number of crimes committed in the pursuit of gold. So that symbol must itself rest transparently in the spirit which gives it rise, or it itself becomes corrupt. And that's the fundamental, the overarching theme of the series. You know, be careful what you wish for. So you keep looking for gold, you might find it. And if you find it and you do not realize that you are a creature of God, you're going to start committing some horrible, horrible crimes. The series is canceled. Arbitrarily, no notice, no given a chance, you know, to get it shaped for the finish, nothing. But we love you, Dave. You have a gift. You. The show, why waste time lingering on it? Nice, it was good, you. Now, what that is an appeal to my vanity, to separate myself from the Spirit which gave me rise. It's an invitation to go to hell. 500 people immediately employed who weren't actors, out of work, like that. Well, we love you, Dave. And carte blanche, anything you want to do. I said, well, what exactly, how would you like to do a series about surfing? I said, look at me. I'm the guy, right? I hate water, I hate sand, I hate swimming. But if I am to rest transparently in the Spirit which gave me rise, I have to believe that starting from there, I can get to the Spirit. So I went to work. I said, listen, that surfing idea, I love that surfing idea. I just want to fool with it a little bit. They said, well, but it's young, it's hot, and I love that. But what if this was about, in the aftermath of 9/11, whatever God is becomes aware that we have been so infantilized by our addiction to media, which doesn't sink its roots deep, that we have become capable of a genocide. Now, they sleep through this shit anyway, the bosses. That is beautiful, but you'll have the surfing, right? I said, the surfing is of the essence. The surfing is of the essence. I said, what was that other shit? Not shit, I mean, it's great, but I mean, what was it that you... I said, well, it's like this. 9/11, terrible. We can all agree. As I'm watching the planes go into the building over and over and over again, I'm thinking, it's enough with the planes going into the building. I want my old programs back. I don't want to have to look at that crap all the time. So my president is talking to his programmers. Let's give them 12-episode miniseries. We come up with the villains. We're going to go in. We'll pull down the statue, give them a whole different program. We stage the invasion of Iraq really as a change in programming for an audience so narcotized by their addiction to television. So here we go. We go into Iraq. Now people start to get sick. It's a 12-episode miniseries. Now what are you telling me? People are still being killed? I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So now we get sick of that show. Now the problem becomes, since the message has been given to us, we can solve your problem with better programming. What's going to happen the next time, and there's going to be a next time, that there's a terrorist attack? And the next time, there will be a charlatan who's going to make this clone look like Mother Teresa, who's going to say, do we want to kill every Muslim in the world? Absolutely not. But by the same token, they are fucking up our programming. And if what is required is that some innocents die so that we can get American Idol back on the air, with the best will in the world and enormous regret, let's find the people that bombed the civilians in Nagasaki and let's get busy. Let's go back now to the idea that whatever the spirit of the universe is, feels that this civilization is tending toward a genocide. And the only way the American psyche can be changed is if the spirit manifests itself as a child with enormous powers. And if this spirit begins by addressing the absolutely fucking stupidest people in America, which are the surfers. So that was John from Cincinnati.